I have a lot of knowledge that I try to share. That's what I enjoy doing right now. I'm currently at Wellington, as Sean alluded to. Okay, giving guys an opportunity to share everything that helped make my players, myself, and coaching successful. How many of you guys will want to be players? Raise your hand. How many guys want to be good players? Raise your hand. How many guys want to be great players? Everybody should have their hand raised, okay? One of the things I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to echo what Coach Security said as well as Sean, and you may have heard these things, is learning about the process and understanding there's 6 or 7 things to go through this process. Because again, I had some guys, and you're going to see on here, Matt Moyer, who's at Syracuse right now, Seth Towns, who's at Harvard, okay? Dantez Walton is playing for Northern Kentucky. Malik Harrison decided to go the football route. He's a linebacker at Ohio State. Ruben Williams decided to go the football route. He's playing wide receiver for the University of Pittsburgh. Mark Fair played at Reynoldsburg. He's currently starting for Wittenberg, who's having a great year this year. So a lot of my players have gone on and on. I have a bunch of guys from Ohio State: Ken Johnson, Scooney Pent, Jason Singleton, Deshaun Coleman, George Reese, who I was with recently. All these guys are here, and the great thing, all these guys have kids that are your age, okay? And I can remember when those guys were your age, and some of the things I'm telling that I'm going to share with you, I had an opportunity to share with them. And the great thing about all of those guys, I stay in contact with them. They're always going to be family. This thing of what we do in basketball and what Sean is doing right now is not only coaching, but also we're doing a mentorship, okay? And we're going to be connected with you not only because you're playing, and then once you got high school, once you get out of college, okay, your eligibility never runs out with coaches, okay? It never runs out. As I always tell the parents, we're always going to be an extended family. Being successful, I was fortunate that I was in the game as far as coaching college for over 27 years. Okay, a lot of schools, we had a lot of success. Okay, sometimes in college games you get hired or you get fired at the level that I was at, because it was more of a business. Okay, now, we don't know, Sean and I, where a lot of you guys are going to fall. We would hope that each and every one of you become successful, not only in basketball, but in life. Okay, the things that we'll give to you are things that you can take. And again, we don't know what path you're going to take. I always talk about giving people and giving guys a blueprint. I go out, sometimes I'm in California, I'm in San Francisco every year. One of my former players is a college coach out there. One just got a job at San Jose State. So I go out and run camps. I do the same thing. I talk to kids, whether they're in Los Angeles, whether they're in Atlanta. Okay, everybody's going to have a path. This thing is a process. Okay, I came up Buffalo, New York, went to Canisius College. If you'd have asked me when I was your age, are you going to be able to play for Canisius? Probably not. I didn't think I could play at that level. So I'm not going to be a guy that plays against Syracuse or Michigan State Xavier. Not going to be me. Plus, academically, I thought Canisius was way out of league for me. Catholic, Jesuit school, college, you're going to have to study too hard. Okay, and I was at a vocational high school. So I said to myself, sophomore year, nah, probably not going to play there. Let me go ahead, get out and get a job. You know, if I can graduate from high school and get a job, I'm successful. Okay, but again, I listened to guys, recreation center guys like Sean that came in and took pride in trying to share things with me. And the more I listened, they said, hey, you can be one of the best players in the city. You can be good. You can do this. There was no doubt in their minds. You can be good. Okay, but understand this is going to be a process for each and every one of you. Okay, it's going to be a process. So what I'll do is try to share 6 things that I wrote down that I think you guys, as he said, listen to, that are going to help you become successful in this process. And these are all factors. Number 1, commitment. Okay, commitment. Anything you do, again, skill work, practice, AAU leagues, going to summer camps, okay? All that, first of all, to succeed in this game and to succeed in life, you got to be committed to it. Okay, it's something you got to try to do every day. Now, obviously, like we said, some days are better days than others. Some days you go, oh man, I'm tired. Too much homework today. Okay, don't feel like practicing, right? You guys have felt like that, right? Be honest. Yeah, we're all human. Be honest. We all feel like that. Don't feel like getting up today. It's too early. We've all had those days, okay? But we got to be committed to it. So the first thing we talk about, your parents going to say this, make your bed up when you get up. Okay? Clean the bathroom up when you get up. You got chores to do at home, right? Or you come home, you want to get outside, man. I've been in the house all day, I'm ready to get out. No, you got things you got to do to take care of the home front. So you got to be committed. Number 2, big thing, discipline. Discipline. Okay, that's a big thing with me. You got to have discipline. Okay, you got to come in and you got to do the same as I mentioned. Be committed, have discipline. Sometimes it's hard to do, but you can't do anything in life if you're not disciplined. Okay, because there's so many factors that come in. I had a job just like Coach Sakuti where I flew around, not only the cities, I flew around the whole world. Germany, Italy, France, Greece, okay? Didn't want to get sidetracked. All of us going to different cities. Dave, you remember all that, being on the road? Sometimes 2 weeks at a time, traveling all over the country, in an airplane every day for 3 weeks. Then had to get up in the morning at 4:30, check in the rental car, get the keys there. All right, get to the airport, get to the ticket base, and then get my airplane, catch my flight out at 6 in the morning. I'm tired. I don't feel like getting up at 4:30 every day, man, being in different cities. But you got to have discipline. This is your job. You got to do a good job at this. You got to challenge yourself. This is what you do as a living. So you got to have discipline. You can't get sidetracked. Okay? You got to keep your grades up. First thing we talk about, Dave and I come in. What do you think we're going to ask? When I recruited Shaquille O'Neal, Allen Iverson, Ray Allen. Just go watch those guys play. Okay? 10 of my guys went to the NBA. All right? Dana Barros, 5'9", played about 13 years in the league. Made an all-star. Michael Redd, Bill Curley, Paul Grant, Ken Johnson. Goes on and on. Come in and see a great player. You know what I say, first of all? I don't ask about, well, how tall is he, how fast is he? I can see that. What do you guys think I ask about? Say it again. Great. That's the next thing I'm asking about. He looks good, he can help us, but the next thing I want to know is, what are his grades like? Because that's going to show me a level of discipline. His grades. Okay? Then I got consistency. Obviously doing the same thing every single day the proper way. How coach wants you to come in and practice. Sean's asking you guys every day to be consistent. Be here on time. Coach Sakuti just talked about that, right? Be here on time. As coaches, we used to come in and watch who gets in the gym 10 minutes before, who's in the gym a half hour before. Who stays after practice a half hour or an hour. That's going to show me how much you want this. I don't have to do anything else. Or when you're running laps, 2 things I would see. Who's first and who's last. Will tell me a lot about you in 2 minutes. Understand those things. As coaches, we see everything. So you got to be consistent. We got to know what you do every day. I got to count on you. If we run a play and we get you open on the baseline, can you make that shot? If we get you open at the elbow, we throw the ball to you in the post. Do you make moves? Are you going to be consistent? That's a big thing in life, doing the same thing every single day. So we can count on you and we trust you. That's a big thing, parents. We got to trust you as coaches. We got to trust you as people, right? We got to know when you leave the gym, everything that Sean's talking to you about when you leave those doors, and your parents talking about when you are on your own, you can apply those things. When you're by yourself, you can apply those things. Can we trust you? And the way we see it is that you do it every day, okay? Now, here is the 4th thing, and this is big. All you guys raise your hands. Some guys say, I want to be a player. Some guys say, I raise my hand, I want to be a good player. Some guys say, I want to be a great player. I recruited LeBron James since he was in 8th grade, okay? Knew LeBron since he was in 8th grade. Got pictures of the whole works. Knew his mom, Gloria, his coach, the whole works. And I can remember when LeBron was able to come down to Ohio State. And we used to come in back then, we'd go down to the lounge. I used to make the VHS tapes. That's back when they had VHS tapes. And so I used to do 2 hours or 3 hours of Michael Jordan. LeBron, you know what LeBron would say? Coach Spiller, put in that tape with Michael Jordan. Because you know what LeBron said? He said, I want to be great. LeBron had that mindset as an 8th grade. He said, I want to be great. I'm not content to be good. Now, that's what we call self-challenge. Each one of you guys is going to have a level of where you want to go. I mean, as much as I want it, Sean wants it, Coach Sakuti, John wants it, parents all want it. We all want you to be great. If it's up to us, we want all of you to be great. At whatever you do, not only sports, we want you to be great. But now the process and digging inside yourself, what do you want? And by showing us, by taking everything that we give you today, things that you take and you apply, it's going to show you the process and the level. All we do, again, is give you the blueprint. You are going to decide how good you're going to be, okay? Not the parents, not me, not coaches. You are going to decide that. We will give you the blueprint, okay? Now, that becomes self-challenge. And I say this little story. I won't hold you too long. Coming in, I tell the parents, okay, at the level that I coached at for 13 years, you usually got 12 guys on scholarship, okay? Those 12 players, when you go to each guy, every single guy has been the best player, not only in their city, but probably the best player in the whole state. The best player in the whole state. Can you guys imagine that? You got 12 or 13 guys. How many guys are playing at a time? How many guys are playing?
5.
So how many guys are sitting down? 7. Huh?
7.
So you got 7 guys that are sitting down that have never sat down in their lives. 7 guys, all state, never sat in their lives. Okay? And we still got to keep dancing like, coach, man, I've been sitting down for the first 20 minutes. I'm not used to this. And you got 7 guys looking at them. So maybe 2 more get off and we say, this is our rotation right now. And so now our thing is we got to see their self-challenge. How bad do you want to get into the rotation? How much are you willing to do? Are you going to stay after practice? Are you going to come in before practice? Are you going to shoot 300 shots? Work on your floaters. Work on your left hand to make yourself get in that rotation because, again, now there becomes levels. There becomes levels. So how hard are you willing to work? How bad do you want this? How bad do you want to win? Okay? So again, we look at self-challenge as big. You got to challenge yourself. It can't be mom. Challenge yourself. That's a big thing. Okay? Last couple things. Become a student of this game. No matter what you do, become a student of it. Okay? I probably as a coach, I got about 200 VHS tapes. I got to take time. Let's show you how far away I am now, where I got to take them and transfer them because I still want to give it to some of our players. Come in and watch Steve Nash for 3 hours. Okay? Come in and watch Tracy McGrady for 2 hours. You can always learn by watching a lot of tape. One of the things we did at Ohio State, we had to change the culture, like Coach Scooty said. Same thing at Wellington or at Fordham or St. John's, BC. We have to change the culture, the thing to change the way you think. Coach Ariama, who's at Connecticut, is a good friend of mine. Know what he tells his players? He says, when you come to Connecticut on the girls' side, he said, we don't have to only change you physically, we have to condition you mentally. We gotta change your mind, the way you think. When you come through that door, you gotta think the way we think if I was like a champion. Become a student of the game. Learn everything you can learn. Everything you learn, you can apply at some point in your life. Everything you learn, you will apply at some point in your life. So be a student of the game. Absorb as much as you can, okay? And the last thing I'm gonna leave with every one of you guys is separate yourself. Separate yourself, okay? That's a big thing. I grew up in Buffalo, New York. The snow is this high. The snow is this high. You guys don't believe that because you haven't seen that much snow like that. But parents all know I'm talking about. Buffalo, New York, the snow is this high. It's a foot of snow. And you have it for 5 months. So everybody in the city's like, oh man, I'm tired of this snow, this weather. It's cold out. Yeah, we know that. My mom used to say, hey, that's gonna be here. It's not going anywhere. You know that? It's gonna be here. So she's also, but what are you gonna do about helping yourself, getting up every day and being successful, pushing yourself? Separate yourself, okay? And I'm fortunate, I'll leave you with this. I got about 7 of my guys from Buffalo, New York. One is Colin Hartman. Colin is the assistant coach at Oklahoma right now. So he deals with Trey Young on a day-to-day basis. Okay, 2 of my other guys, Rob Lanier, okay, and Desmond Oliver. Those guys that grew up, they were like your age. Now those guys are both assistants at the University of Tennessee. Devon Smith is at Wichita State. He's been there like 6 years. Okay, so I go on. Jean Prelude just got the job at San Jose State. Those guys all made it out of that area. They made it out of Buffalo because they decided to separate themselves. They wanted more. Separate yourself, do more. That's what we talk about, challenge yourself, okay? You guys got a good start because you got some great people working with you. And I know 3 or 4 of those guys already. You got some great people working with you. Learn as much as you can from them. All right, absorb it, and then challenge yourself to separate yourself. Sound good? All right, good talking to you guys. I appreciate it. Coach, thanks for having me. You guys get some of those things right there. All right, and best of luck during the year.